Skyclimber, where safety and training are our primary goals, presents the MKD Assembly Techniques video. Skyclimber, the leader of the suspended scaffolding industry with more than 40 years of experience, is dedicated solely to the development and manufacture of suspended access products. We remind you to always assemble your Skyclimber product according to the configuration provided in the manual and decal on the product.
The following instructional video displays the proper assembly procedures for Skyclimber's line of MKD suspended access products. MKD units are composed of the following components: side panels in 2.5, 5, and 10-foot sections, top rails, and floor sections of the same dimensions, connecting frames, tethered connecting pins, floor pins, wall roller assemblies, and a variety of stirrups. These include a standard stirrup, a low mount stirrup, as well as walk-by and walk-through stirrups. Let's get started by assembling an MKD unit. Begin by placing one end of a side panel into the square opening of a connecting frame. The lip of the side panel must point inwards to support the floor. Follow this particular procedure with all Skyclimber MKD products. Push each side panel top into the corresponding connecting frame ear. Retain the top of the panel with the tethered connecting pins attached to the frame. Place another side panel into the square opening and ear on the opposite side of the connecting frame. Retain the top with the tethered pin. Place the two side panels on the other side of your connecting frame. Repeat this procedure until the desired length of your unit is achieved. You are now ready to place one end of the unit's side panels into the opening of a standard or low mount end stirrup. Next, attach the top end of the side panel to the end stirrup's ear and retain with its pin. Repeat the process for the other end stirrup. You now have the four-sided skeleton of your MKD unit. Carefully place the floor sections between the side panels and retain them with the floor pins. Next, install the wall rollers. Begin by removing the pin and the square tube roller assemblies from the hanger brackets. Place the hanger bracket on the side panel's toe board at the desired location. Now, insert the square tube roller into the hanger bracket at your desired extension. Reinsert the pin and tighten the thumb screw at the top of the hanging bracket. The final step is to connect the top handrails. Place the end of the rails into the ears of the end stirrups and connecting frames. As always, retain with the tethered pins. You may attach the top rail on the building side of the unit in the ears located just above the side panel's top. Attach your hoist to the appropriate stirrups with two of the provided mounting bolts and locking nuts. Finally, check to make sure everything is properly inserted and tightened. Congratulations! You have successfully assembled your MKD unit. If you need to extend your work platform beyond 40 feet, you can connect sections of the unit with a horizontal hinge assembly. First, connect one of the MKD sections to the wheel side of the horizontal hinge assembly. Connect the side panels and rails of the next MKD section. Next, attach a walk-through or walk-by stirrup to the bottom part of the horizontal hinge assembly, which does not have wheels. On the assembly, leave the 8 attaching bolts and nuts loose until you attach the top section of the walk-through or walk-by stirrup. Attach the section with 2 large nuts and bolts. Insert 2 long bolts through the top section of the stirrup, the hinge's connecting frame ears, and one of the top rails. tighten all the nuts and bolts. You may extend your MKD unit past your hoist mount by using an extension section. First, assemble a MKD section -1 end stirrup. Next, connect a walk-through or walk-by stirrup to a connecting frame. Begin by turning the connecting frame upside down and joining the lower horizontal section of the stirrup's square plate with the corresponding plate on the connecting frame. Do so by partially tightening the provided 8 nuts and bolts. Turn the connecting frame right side up and attach it to your MKD unit. Now, connect an extension section to the opposite sides of the connecting frame. Do so by placing the extension section tubes into the connecting frame's square side panel openings. Connect the top of the extension section side panels to the connecting frame's ears with the tethered pins. Join the top vertical section of the walk-through or walk-by stirrup to the matching ears of the lower horizontal section. Retain the pieces with the provided 2 large nuts and bolts. Attach the MKD unit's top rails to the connecting frame with the provided smaller nuts and bolts. If you are using a walk-through stirrup, attach a stabilizer wheel so that it extends outward away from the platform. Tighten the 2 large and 8 smaller nuts and bolts. Now, install your floor sections and retain them with your floor pins. Attach the extension section's top rails to the connecting frame ears. Install all wall roller assemblies and make sure everything is properly inserted and tightened. If necessary, use the same procedure to attach an extension section to the other end of your MKD assembly. If not, attach a standard or low mount stirrup. A MKD work cage can be made from 2 extension sections. Begin by turning them upside down along with a connecting frame. Place the frame's square openings over the extension's tubes. Attach the top of the extension's side panels to the connecting frame's ears with the tethered pins. Take the other extension section and slide it into the connecting frame's square openings. Insert the tethered pins through the extension's tubing and the connecting frame's ears. Next, connect the lower horizontal section of the walk-through or walk-by stirrup to the corresponding plate on the bottom of the connecting frame. Do so by partially tightening the provided 8 nuts and bolts. Turn the entire assembly right side up. Attach the upper vertical section of the stirrup with the provided 2 large nuts and bolts. If you are using a walk-through stirrup, attach a stabilizer wheel so that it extends outward away from the platform. Attach the top of the extension sections to the stirrup and connecting frame with the provided 2 smaller longer bolts and nuts. Tighten all nuts and bolts at this time. Place the floor sections inside the work cage and retain them with floor pins. Finally, install your wall roller assembly. One last accessory that can be used to customize your MKD assembly is a corner section. It is available in 15, 30, 45, 60, and 90-degree angles. The 90-degree corner section does not require the use of connecting frames. This video has displayed the proper assembly procedures for Skyclimber's MKD suspended access products. Thanks for watching.
Skyclimber would like to remind you that personal safety is necessary for all suspended scaffold applications, and that personal fall arrest equipment is required for all swing stage applications. Familiarize yourself with ANSI Z359.1 and OSHA 29 CFR Part 1926 Subpart L and Subpart M to ensure conformity with proper personal safety regulations. Personal fall arrest equipment includes a safety harness, lanyard, rope grab, and lifeline. Always assemble your Skyclimber product according to the configuration provided in the manual and decal on the product. Do not use damaged components when assembling your MKD unit. Skyclimber welcomes the opportunity to work with you by providing safety and applications training for end users. The key words are zero accidents, and training is where you begin. For further information on our training classes or questions regarding product applications, please contact Skyclimber's Technical Services Department at 1-800-255-4629.